Hi knitters, welcome to PJKnits. This is Vlogmas number 11 on December 11th. And this afternoon I'm doing something a little bit differently in my cuppa here. This is one I think I bought from the Hallmark shop some time ago, and it wasn't overly super Christmassy, but maybe wintry. And so I had to have it because it had Snoopy in it. But what I'm doing differently today is, today has been what I have called a pajama day, me day. Don't do anything you don't want to do today, because today is Wednesday the 11th, and on Friday the 13th I have to go back to work, and I've talked about that before. So today is a day that I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go anywhere. Tomorrow morning I'll get up and I am going to go to hospice, and then I run a few errands, and then I will come home and take the rest of the day to get ready to go to work on Friday. It will be 8 weeks since I have been off with some surgery recovery, and as I told my assistant yesterday, I really finally feel like myself, and I feel like I can do some things. I won't be totally released from the doctor until the 16th, hopefully, when I go back, but I don't anticipate any issues then. But I'll be working anyway, so I'm taking today just to do whatever I wanted to, and so I did. I stayed in my pajamas, and I started off with a quick cup of decaf, but I stayed up really late last night. I found a new show on Netflix, new to me, and I think there's only one season so far, but I hope they have some other. I'm not finished with it, but I will watch it again tonight, and it is called Virgin River, and it's on Netflix, and it's 10 episodes, and I really like, I'm really liking the show. So it was something fun to watch last night, and I stayed up, like I said, really, really late. So I had my normal decaf coffee this morning that my husband made for me, and then after he left, I started to regular coffee. And so now that we're into the afternoon, I've switched to decaf, so I won't stay up really super late tonight, and I will do the same tomorrow because I will want to get a good night's sleep. But in my cuppa, while I was off, I like, in my regular coffee, non-decaf, I like some creamer because sometimes it's a little bit too bitter for me. And my husband found, and I like caramel macchiato, and while I was off, he brought me home some creamer, which is a Starbucks rendition of it. And this has heavy cream in it and buttermilk, and I think that's why I like it so much. But when this is gone, it's gone, and he's bought me the little bit fewer calories going forward. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing differently today. In Central Illinois, it's 30 degrees, and the sun is shining, and you know how I love the sun. And so I just have some things I want to show you and talk to you about today real quickly. I have finished number 11 on my, it's actually, you know, a lot of people call it a cozy memory blanket or a scrap blanket. This particular pattern, I wrote it down so I could remember. It's called the Memory Blanket, and it's by Georgie Hallam, H-A-L-L-A-M. And I think since she put out the pattern, she has married. And so her last name may be something differently, but it is called Memory Blanket, and you can find it on Ravelry. And so I put number 13 in yesterday, and it's this cool rainbow. And this particular yarn is an opal yarn that was in last year. I want to say it was last year's opal advent calendar, and my friend Becky gave me all of her scraps. So the really cool thing about this is that it is rainbow here, but I think I can use it in a square later because I think it goes to pinks and other colors, so it won't be a duplication. But that is number 11. Super pleased with that. And then also things that I wanted to tell you about that that I am knitting on right now. And all of a sudden it hit me last night too. I have been a little scattered here and there, you know, since those 40 Cowls, 40 months project. And I'm wanting to knit all the things, and I know that you all are as well. So my Christmas knitting is done. So now it's all about knitting for me until I get ready to do Knitmas. So I kind of made a goal last night to clean up things, my thought process, and I will share those ideas later in the month on a full podcast about where I want my knitting direction to go in 2020, as always. But anyway, what came to my mind last night was that I really wanted to focus now on some single projects for me. And first up, I am concentrating right now on my Turtle Dove 2. And this is made out of Drops Air. This is a free pattern off of Espace Tricot. And I have made the Turtle Dove first version, which is out of a heavier yarn, which I love. It's a wool folk yarn. This one's a lighter weight. And again, it's made out of Drops Air. And so it says air and weight, but what I love about this yarn, as I did the wool folk, it has that blown cotton or blown white through it, which is so much fun. And this yarn is so super, super soft. And so my concentration for now, for the next week, I hope, is to knit on this. And I am working my way down. Now, one of the things that because I take this to knitting, I'm going to take this to Saturday knitting and to knit night or whatever. I've taken my little stitch markers and put them on rings, and I put them on to designate what I'm knitting on. So like this is the front. Left means left sleeve. And then I have one for the back and one for the right sleeve. That way, when I look down at my pattern and the row, because every other row you're doing 8 increases, and on the next one you're only doing 4. So when I look down at my pattern, I can say, oh, this is that row where I don't increase on the sleeves. And so I was like, oh, that's a sleeve. Keep going. And so I have also, in my mind, I have also put my Cocoa Knit markers to designate those as I'm going along, should I, just look down and keep going. And what I've got here is what I'm calling is my line marker for my left sleeve, my beginning around is a yarn marker that my friend Kendra gave me. So I know that. Red means right sleeve, and fuchsia means front. And again, this is my back, which is the start of the round. So just a little mind game that I'm making with myself as I knit on this, so that I can just easily look at my pattern and my knitting and know where I'm at without having to look down and say, is this an increased row or not? I don't know, just by that. So when I'm knitting in public. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that. And then yesterday I was at Fiber Universe in Peoria, and we gave our present to Becky, and she loved it. She was brought to tears from the La Bien-Aimée bag and yarn, because she was a French teacher as well and is fluent in French and has been to Paris. And back in the day, I was studying to be a French teacher as well. And she said when she opened it, she was like, the bag, she said, "This, you don't know how much this means, because I'll probably never get back to Paris." And I said, well, me neither. And Paris was wonderful. And that's why I love the yarn and the bag so much as well. So anyway, she loved her gift. Debbie loved her gift, and Brenda, I think, liked hers as well. And I will talk about Debbie's gift tomorrow, because I'm going to wear mine and show you one that I bought for myself as well. Well, actually, I bought 2. And I'm keeping them both. But I'll talk about those. They are some necklaces from Bed of Roses, which is a Vlogmas that you can find on YouTube. She just started up this year, and she is from Norway, Catherine. And again, my love of Norway and all things Norwegian, as well as my things of Paris. So I'm loving watching her vlog on Vlogmas, and so check it out. And tomorrow I'll talk about her necklaces, because I'll actually be wearing one. And then, so anyway, they all loved their gifts. It was fun. And so while we were there, the UPS guy brought yarn in. And of course, Erin, the owner, knows my love of all things turquoise and the colors of the sea. And so she brought it to my attention. And of course, I had to have a sweater's quantity worth. Even though I said, after my last 2 finger weight sweaters, I'm taking a break for finger weight sweaters, I had to buy a sweater's quantity. First of all, here's the color. I mean, I could not pass this up, could I? And then colorway. This is from Stitch Together, and this is called December 2019 Blue Christmas. Seriously, Blue Christmas. And I am a Blue Hawaii fan from the Elvis days, so there was something about these two going together. And of course, I had to get a sweater's quantity. My friend said, hey, Erin said, do you have a pattern picked out? And I'm like, no, I don't. And my friends all said, oh, we think you ought to do a cardigan. And so I looked at the cardigan patterns last night, the ones I had favorited, the ones that were in my queue, the ones that were in my library and all of that. And I just wasn't crazy about any of those. But what one did come to mind is one that my friend Becky did a couple of years ago. And when I saw the pattern and I knew that I had it, I could not resist. And so I found my pattern. It's not going to be a cardigan. It is going to be a pullover. And I am going to change that neck out because I don't want it that loose. But can you not see that sweater in this? That will be perfect. So I'm spending a little time today swatching for that. But I will not start it until well, I shouldn't say I won't start it. I may cast it on, but this is going to go into my bag. And this will be the sweater that I take down to Fiber Universe to knit on when I'm sitting down there knitting on Tuesday afternoons. Because I just feel a lot of times when you're sitting in a yarn shop, even though you support them, that it's important to sit and knit on some of their yarns as well. So this will be my project for down at Fiber Universe until I get my turtle dove, and then I will be going full blast on it in between some other things. And then yesterday in the mail, I cannot resist, but my yarn from Lolo Did It came, and this is going to be a MCAL. It's called Tasting Menu, and it's by Telly Bean Knits, and then Stephanie Lotfin. And I got my colorways from her, from Lola, and this one's called, it's the Tasting Menu. MCAL starts January 1st, and it will be mystery cal. And I got the color sour, and I've said, and I've talked about this before. This was not my choice. This was not my choice of colors that I was getting. Okay, but when I went to check out, somehow, just as I checked out the process, started the checkout process, full well into having PayPal pay for it, it comes back and says I've ordered sour, because I was going to kind of go for the blues and things like that. I'm like, you know what? That's all right. I'm going to be out of my blue phase for this, and I really want something bright. I've talked about this before, something bright for late winter, early spring. And so I'm super, super stoked about this. And this is the main color that came with it. This one's called Ooh, Feel Good. So I am looking forward to this cast on. I believe it's a wrap with all of those yarns from Lolo Did It. I am so super excited about this. Pardon me. I'm back. I could try and cut that out, but what it was a spider crawling along, and I knew it by the time I was done. He would be maybe over towards the other side. So anyway, I digress. I am not scared of spiders. I just prefer them not crawling around into my bags. So those was yesterday's mail day. And so I'm super, super excited about that. I'm super excited about a couple of things that should be coming in the mail shortly, a couple of bags that I've ordered, and I'll show you those when they arrive. I just wanted to tell you about a couple of YouTube Vlogmases that I'm keeping tabs on, and I wanted to mention them here. First one I've already talked about was Bed of Roses. And then Vine, which is Kristen, young gal out of Brooklyn, and she dyes yarn. And I have I probably have one or two of her yarns upstairs in finger weight as well, and sometime in the future I'll bring it down and I'll show you that yarn. But that's somebody I've been following on her Vlogmases. And the other one is Mika Shop, and this is Shamika. And Shamika, as I recall, is from New York, the Flatbush area. And I love seeing she's into rose pink, and I love seeing those bright pinks, and I like seeing her day-to-day thoughts on knitting and work and partying in New York and having fun, and also her mom and her decorating the tree. So, and not only, like I said, I'm pretty certain she's from the Flatbush area, and my good friend Norma, who passed away some time ago, used to talk about the Flatbush area many, many years ago. So it brought back a few memories of that as well. So that's really all I have to talk to you about today. I'm going to get my coat on. That's why I have my cowl from last year from Corey Eichelberger. I Rock Knits. It was a mystery lace knit along after Christmas. So I've got it on. It's 30 degrees and sunshiny. I'm going to get my coat on and take a little walk. And then I'm going to come back and knit the rest of the day away and just enjoy the day quiet as it goes. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope it's sunshiny wherever you're at, even if it's just at home or at work. And until the next time tomorrow, knit on with confidence and hope. Thanks for tuning in.